Hey guys, this is going to be a little video that I'm going to make that I'm going to have a couple of these up here from time to time. And this was a question that was brought up in one of my classes. I wanted to ask, is a contract, what does it mean when a contract is valid, void, voidable? And they said, Stu, could you give us a quick rundown of what this is, what it means? Because it seems like it's confusing and also you get confusing information online. So let's talk about the four essential elements of a contract, right? So I'm going to put them right up here. The essential elements of a contract are consideration, okay? You also need to have competent parties, okay? And I'm going to move some things around. You also need to have legality of the object, right? So you need to have consideration, competent parties, legality of the object. You also need to have offer and acceptance. Okay, so you need consideration, competent parties, legality, and offer and acceptance. So a lot of people get confused with when they're examining a situation. Is this valid, void, voidable? Okay, and what would constitute something being void, voidable, or invalid, or unenforceable? There's like a lot of words going around. So I'm going to show you some some things that you might hear about contracts. Okay, it's void if it is for an illegal purpose. So as soon as a contract is for an illegal purpose, it is going to be 1000% void. Not enforceable, not anything. It is void. It is dead on arrival. You cannot act on the contract. You cannot go forward with it, even if you wanted to. It is void. Okay? Voidable means that one of the parties has the ability to disaffirm the contract or to cancel it. Usually, if you have a contract with a minor, okay, or someone who might be incompetent, if one of the parties is incompetent, then let's say my friend is drunk at a bar and he says, I want to buy your guitar for $200. And I say, okay, it's something that we could still go forward with this, and it could still be it could still be enforceable in a court if it meets all the legal essential elements of a contract: legality, offer, and acceptance. Okay, so what happens is this: with competent parties, if there's just inebriation, no duress, anything like that. Typically, what the courts will say, and also for the purposes of your test, it's something that is avoidable situation. Now, unenforceable. Unenforceable. People get this confused all the time, and I really do need to clear this up. An unenforceable contract, number one, is for a legal purpose. So what happens is, because we know as soon as it's not for a legal purpose, it's going to be void. Okay? So we know that it's for a legal purpose. Now, what happens with a unenforceable contract? It could be one where both parties were incompetent. So like everyone was drunk, and it's not voidable on one party or the other. It's unenforceable. However, you could still go forward with it if both parties agree to it. Also, if there's no consideration, then there could be something in there where there might be some vagary where it wouldn't be enforceable in a court of law, but it also would be hard to kind of say that that would be something that would, that you would have a contract for, something without consideration. And then offer and acceptance, if offer and acceptance wasn't potentially clear, you couldn't go and enforce that in a court of law. So what happens is this: typically, like I said, it's when two parties are inebriated and they get to a point where you do not have competent parties. However, they could still agree to it. I have friends who are constantly inebriated, and they do things all the time. They get into implied contracts, they get into regular contracts. So that really is it. So void, illegal purposes. Okay, you can never ever enforce it. Voidable, usually when you get into a contract with one of the parties being a minor or incompetent, then what happens is you would have a voidable contract, right? You would have something that one of the parties could disaffirm. Unenforceable means that on the surface it looks like this could be a very kosher contract. However, we can't enforce it in a court of law because it's missing one of the essential elements of the contract, or potentially both parties were inebriated at the time. However, if they agree to it after the fact of the matter, they can still go forward with it. It's not for an illegal purpose. However, in a court of law, it would never be able to be enforced. If one of them said, I don't want to go forward with this, then what happens is the courts would say it's missing an essential element, so it's not a valid contract. And guys, that's it. Hope you like this one, and write some comments down below if you did, because I'll put more of these videos up there. Have a great one.